Thank you very much for being here again. Thank you for following my work. Let's get started with this. A couple weeks ago, we leaving this guy with some kind of hairstyle cut and some improvement with the face expression. As I always say with the school or with my school, it's difficult to try to run. I prefer spend a lot of time checking my model. One day I decided to stop and leave the model and work on our project. And the other day, when I opened the project, I saw many other different things. And this is fair. The first idea with the schools for me is try to enjoy it as much as possible than run. Obviously, if you're working for a company, you need to get close to the deadlines and follow the pipeline production. But for now, on this character, the idea is just to have fun with you guys. Today, I wanted to continue showing how to improve surface, how to improve objects, cleaned some surface, and start to apply some details. I'm going to use this yellow part of the pant here to show you light details and clean the surface. In this case, I need to be logic with the behavior of the clothes over the body, over the muscles. So the first thing that I always started to do is see what happened with the tensions. Go for the extreme tension areas on the cloth and start to add wrinkles there. In this case, I want to work on this first because I consider this is the area with more tension here on the composition, because this guy has this left legs rise up. This causes that the cloths here create this kind of interesting wrinkles and tension details that you can add here. I mean, always I'm doing this using my memory. It's okay if you look for reference, or maybe it's easy to do this pose, use a short or something like that and take a picture and see what happened. I try to do this just follow lines using my memory, because I saw many times reference about cloth, about wrinkles, cloth on sculpt. I always have in mind this method, or this kind of amazing Greek old schools who have this incredible cloth behavior. It's really impressive. See this kind of school made completely in marble. It's a hard stone, and I don't know how these artists before made this kind of amazing school on this material. I am really passionate about. See many reference about the school on stump. Here obviously is more easy. Just you have to, well, all the things regarding to art depend of how much time you spend acquiring skills and improving the way to do the things. The idea is practice all day, or all the times possible, if you want results. mean, it's necessary in all the things in your life, for sport, for any career. You need to study and practice and get experience. It's easy when you see somebody who work on things and apparently made the thing with any effort, but the reason is because this guy has been working and practicing all the day, improving his skills. Okay, continue with this guy. I know that at this moment looks really low res, but it's okay, don't worry. About to run into a high definition jet. It's necessary to play with this low resolution and get shapes. For me, it's fantastic because I can run and I can smooth or delete the things that I made on the process. It's easy for me because the surface, you feel the surface is soft when you're working with your pen table. I'm using a Wacom, by the way, but any pen table, you will feel this sensation when you're working on soft surface with low resolution. You feel that you can run and start to apply shapes and design. Let your mind run free on the surface. Sometimes the good things happen in this kind of accidents. So for that reason, it's important things faster on this part of the process, because these accidents are really cool at the end. Well, I consider that things, you know, they apply this kind of running shapes or running wrinkles. Then you will see that you can apply more detail and more things, but always is interesting. See what happened. When you are painting over the surface, some accidents appear there, and it's really cool later. Because as you see in the nature, if the idea if you want to do something more realistic than stylized, we on our skin or in the cloth or on any surface, we don't have perfection on super clean surfaces, and that's why it's interesting thinking this kind of accidents, because the idea is not get that perfect surface, just the idea that you want to show is a cloud. Try to emulate this behavior. On this point, I think that it's a good idea to look for some reference. I always use this software called Pure Ref. You can download it from the web page. Pure Ref is an amazing software where you can drop image there and manipulate the image. You can move, increase the size, organize the reference, and you can add many references there. It's really interesting working so far. I discovered it a few months ago. Okay, and look how this works. It's fantastic. You select all the image and drop there. And the software creates some kind of multiple image. If you need to increase the size of the image, you just move on the way of you wanted to read the reference. You can consider which is or has more relevance. And organize this. And you can even zoom in, zoom out. Okay, interesting. Yeah, even doing using my memory, I'm not too far of my final result. I just wanted to be sure, but always use reference if you want to follow or you want to get your design. If you want to follow something specific that you want on your design. Yeah, for example, all this should be small. But my idea is a superhero, and I can do whatever I want to do with this guy, you know. But without, I mean, you can do whatever what you want to do if you are working on design your own superhero character. But sometimes for company who has license on these characters, you have to follow the designs that the character should have from the comics books or from the mind of the concept or art director which is working on, or who is working on the project, sorry. But if you're working on something that you consider that you are inventing or creating, feel free to break some rules. First, you need to know the rules, then you can break it. I mean, related with how to do a superhero suit, a superhero clothes, or dress, a superhero dress. Well, I think that I'm not too bad with this kind of wrinkles idea. My first wrinkles idea that I draw here. Drew, yeah, here. I know if necessary be too realistic and apply some kind of certain center line. It's really cool, exaggerate some wrinkles. Let's see, another cloud. Like this, I like this. Oh yeah. Well, this way let's check this back part of the guy. And I want to apply this movement here. Yeah, all the, I mean, it doesn't matter to be afraid to apply things. All the things are welcome on this school process, you know. You can see many times it's not working, you can delete it. Look for other ways and other ways to see how figure it out. Get a nice shape. Okay. Well, I think that it's okay as I have it now. Let's go and move. Yeah, I want more tension. That that's something that this character has, like a bigger pan. I don't want to. I want tension on some wrinkles close to this part of the body. And now continue with the cleaning process. I don't like how this looks here. I want to move this back bar a little bit. Yeah. Okay, wait me a second. Never forget the other parts of the character, okay? Because the whole character is it's your whole canvas. It's a composition on that you're working. Okay. Let me save this. Put the child success. And let's see the resolution that I have here. I'm going to continue working on Dynamesh. I'm not changing it to remesh or something yet. Okay. But I will do in a few minutes, something like that. I'm going to increase it double, 1600. And look the difference. Now I have more resolution. I'm going to do. I'm going to use my smooth brush and move and use as a keyboard to make shortcuts. That is the way to do. Okay. Yeah. No more than that. My 10 brushes to sculpt and move in over the numbers. It's faster for me, I consider, because sometimes has the brushes here and move to select. I prefer to spend that time moving, selecting the brushes, spend moving, creating shapes on a surface. It's funny, but I can save more time doing that, just jumping into the numbers. And the brushes that I always use is standard, deep standard. This is a brush that I bought from a brush pack from a guy named Pab Lander on ZBrush Oh, I can't remember the name of the webpage. If you're looking for Pablo under ZBrush guides, you can see multiple resources there. And I bought this brush and I use it because it has an interesting deep. It has a really interesting deepness. But I also use Dam Standard to do deep carving things, or do deep working on deep cuts or lines. Okay. Here's the standard. This deep standard from ZBrush Guides, Pablander webpage, ZBrushGuides.com. I think this is the webpage. Flatten in the number 3, clay build in number 4, move 5, clay 2, and the other in the others. In flat, try dynamic, down standard, clay tubes, move, and clay build. If I move now, my hotkey assigned is really funny. I lost the rhythm because I'm not looking at my keyboard. I just has a movement with my hand and my eye, and I know what are my brushes settings on my keyboard number pad. If somebody just for fun change the number, oh, it's a completely mess for me. I have to spend time and reassign everything. That is the way to use the things that is important, you know. No matter who is setting the things, it's not a rule, it's the way you use it to work. The main thing, you know, you can't use any kind of letter on the keyboard. Let's continue applying more shapes here. Here I'm using this deep brush because I need deep lines. Because we have here exaggerated wrinkles. Because these legs force the short in this part to create wrinkles. This is the logic that you always have to pay attention. These small details make a change on one school to another. Pay attention on a small detail like this. If you are working with a leg or an arm that is pushing some other things, and this thing is pushing another thing, if you represent these things on your school, you will get a really nice I don't know how to say, realism appearance, or really nice look. It doesn't matter if the detail is too small. These small details make a change, a huge change on your works, you know. For example, sometimes I saw projects who left this kind of things here, but you have to think that, okay, you will have some kind of part of the belt that is pushing the clothes down. Right? Today I want to try to use other techniques to clean shapes. Looking for details. Okay, I will move on the logo to talk about a little bit about hard surface. Also, it's a new field for me, a new a whole totally new word for me talking about hard surface. I use Maya sometimes to work on hard surface, because for me was easy change things there in Maya, moving polygon by polygon. But now this day I am discovering more about this interesting tool that we have here directly in ZBrush, and then using more ZBrush than jumping into another softwares. The Z modeler is really interesting too. It's just learning how to use it, that you can apply different things on your models, and it's really cool. Yeah, just has a word on just one software. For me, less is better. In a way to use software to do things, I prefer less software as possible, because I'm more focused on expression than learn this kind of button hotkeys, tools, and many other things, you know. Now ZBrush has many interesting things to explore. It's a full and complete software. You can do anything here, even renders. You can do really nice render from here without using another software. But it's the way that you like to do the things at the end. In my case, I use other software to do renders. Maybe we can see and explore the things on the next session. Talking about how to render, how to do a really nice presentation of your character. And Keyshot, for example, is the other software that I use to do renders. Is a really, for me, it's too intuitive. It's amazing. It's something magic for me. The way to do the things before you waste a lot of time preparing the model, do retopologies, export maps, do UVs, get the texture, import the texture, create the material, settings, the light set. Oh wow. Now with ZBrush you click a button and the character appear in the other software, or the thing that you're working, character, monster, or whatever, appears in the other software directly. Well, we can talk about that later. I want to flatten this thing more. I don't like how this looks now. It looks like a baby dipper. Yeah, I think it's better in this way. And I flatten. No, I delete material from the things behind. Remember that I separate many things before. It's for this way, because you can manipulate all the things separately. It's really important. I used it to work in another ways. Since I started to learn ZBrush, I thought that you can, or you could, or I could sculpt all the things in just one, from one object. And now I looked at the sculpts. It's funny. See the improvement. But yeah, before I was so negative to use many or multiple tools or multiple objects. Now I understand that is the way. I can mark some kind of small things here. Okay. See what more else. Let's apply another interesting wrinkle here. Sorry if I'm moving really faster, but I don't know how to move slow. Yeah, sometimes it's just see in many angles each part of the character that I'm working, because this is 3D, you know. If you're working on something in front, you need to see how it works on the top view, how it works on the below, or from side. It's working. You need to push, move, because sometimes you, for example, you create a line like this, and you think that it's totally straight, but when you move here, you notice that it is not totally straight, right? Because always you are working on a surface, and this surface has irregularities, and the brushes work with these irregularities. So I'm always moving one way to another way, faster, rotating the object. Okay. But I think that I want to move backward a little bit more, and I'm going to delete this. Yeah. Yep, looks better for me now. I'm going to save this step, and let's continue. Here, I'm going to move with more resolution here on Dynamesh. The Dynamesh is still turned on, so I'm going to move the double more. Drag outside to see if something changed. If nothing happened, just try to smooth or do a small brush movement and see what happened. Yeah, I add resolution. If your computer works with this, and you consider that you want to increase, go to the lastest number here, go to the highest resolution and apply it. For me it works. And now I'm cleaning. Look, these kind of things that happened before here looks that's damaged surface or something. You can apply more because now you have more interactions or more division on the resolution, right? And here you apply like the second level of wrinkles or details. Now before this you have it the big ones. Now you can apply the smaller ones, right? Like these small wrinkles here. You have this line, and you have some kind of stitch there. You can apply these small wrinkles, attach it here, because you're generated some kind of tension in this section, right? Notice, I want to display something here. I have a brush without dynamic brush. The difference is this. Depend on the scale of the character, of course, but always you have some kind of limitations with the dynamic brush. For example, I want to turn on. Just press space bar on my keyboard, okay, to release this floating menu, and next press shift at the same time and turn on the dynamic. Double click. Now look, this is the dynamic brush. The dynamic brush has this well, I have the one. If I move it down, or I'm zooming into the character to do details, the size of the brush never changes. Will be the same all the time, right? Even if I zoom out. But if I want to add small details, once you increase in the resolution, you can, with the dynamics brush activated, comes from default, right? So every time that you open your ZBrush, you will see that the dynamic brush is turned on. So I prefer to off, okay, because this is the difference. Let me duplicate this and show you. I want to increase now. I want to delete. I'm going to turn off Dynamesh here, and now I'm going to increase the resolution. One more. Now I have 2 million polygons on this, and I want to move, but I can decrease the size of my brush more than one that on this scale. If I want to apply really small detail, you need to turn off or deactivate, is the right word, I don't know, turn off. So the same way, spacebar, shift, double click, and Now you can manipulate. Look the difference, right? Once you increase in the resolution, you can move really small. That is the difference. I hope you can understand, or I hope you understand the way that I turn off the dynamic brush from default, because I like to apply really small details with a lot of patience, right? Because details needs patience. Clean these objects needs patience. The first part of the character looks like you're moving faster, but every time that you increase the resolution, all these things started to increase time, or needs time to complete. I know that you can cheat on and maybe looking for alphas, or if you prefer to try to do this wrinkle, but for me it's not the same that you're working manually, because if you are working manually you can add your expression. You can understand how it's work for the rest of the shape of the design. You can find the specific alpha for a wrinkle that you are looking for. You need to create the wrinkle. Yeah, sometimes you have alphas to create wrinkles on the clothes, but for me I consider that every wrinkle on the clothes is unique, right? For that reason I apply these details or design by hand. I try to do the most unique as possible.